I had to wait for a minute, before I make this video about GTA 6 coming out in November. November 19th, 2026, GTA 6 will be dropping, and I'm excited because there's so many things I want to do. So many years that's been passed by since we had a Grand Theft Auto game. And I feel honestly, man, that I don't even think GTA 7 will be able to top GTA 6. Just seeing everything that I'm seeing so far, as far as with screenshots, and based off just the free roaming is going to be on a whole nother level. NPCs is going to be smarter than ever. I mean, you ain't going to even be able to get away with a crime. You can't even revisit the same place that you hit up, even if you try to dress up in disguise. It's like the NPCs are that much more smarter on GTA 6 than ever before. And this is going to kind of have me walking on eggshells. Like I may be a little nervous playing GTA 6 trying to commit a crime, because it's going to be so realistic to the point it's going to feel like you playing, real life situations, for the exception that you have the controller sticks in your hand. And I mean, we've said that before, but we still felt the game's presence. But I honestly feel like you're going to get so sucked into GTA from the first moment you play is that you're going to actually forget that you're playing. Especially like if you do something crazy, like try to rob a bank or anything like that. They'll listen, excuse me. I had to look like I had like to make a little I burped for a second. Excuse me. But nah, for real though, man. This situation right here is going to make you to the point that you're going to be so afraid to do something and forget that let's just say if you forget that you committed a crime and you go back to that same spot. NPCs is going to be quick to pick up their phone to call 911. Seriously. That's one of the elements that's been added to the game. They remember faces. They're going to call the cops. And you may not even know it. That's the thing. You may not even know that you're getting the cops called on you till you just see a whole bunch of cops flooding your way with the police sirens, of course. And saying, put your hands up, and you thinking like they probably talking to somebody else, but they talking to your ass. So you're going to have to try to make a getaway because it ain't going to be easy getting away from the cops either. It's not going to be easy like on GTA, 5, 4, 3 San Andreas, Vice City, Liberty City. Like, it was a little bit difficult trying to get away from the cops on the other older Grand Theft Autos. But you thought that was difficult. Let's just say if you try to hide out in one of the alleyways, that ain't gonna be that easy. They ain't gonna be. Listen, Miami, in the city that they shooting this Grand Theft Auto game in, the cops is like, it's not your average police officers. I'm talking about you got undercover, like, CIA type of, situations when it comes down to these police officers. So they're going to be dressing in normal clothes. That's just my assumption because, they're going to take it as far as NPCs being as knowledgeable and smart and remembering faces, body types and all that. If they're going to go so far making NPCs that smart, you think it's going to be that easy for you to identify who's a cop or not? They're going to have undercovers. Undercover cops in plain clothes. So if you're thinking you're finna get away from a cop and then you're going to end up somewhere else on the other side of town thinking that you all good because you're on the other side of town, and let's just say that cop that you got away from make a phone call and they still got your destination on where you headed to or where you at right there at that moment on the other side of town. They can call that cop and say, hey, we got a suspect on the loose. And you could be on the other side of damn Vice City. And that cop that you think that's a regular civilian that's in plain clothes, let's just say like if you at a restaurant. Because, you can enter over 700 buildings in the new GTA 6. So I'm quite sure they're going to have restaurants. And that's going to be so fly, man. Going to one of the restaurants, let's just say you're going inside the mall. The mall got a restaurant. This is going to be so crazy. And then the cop ended up calling another cop from the other side of town, other side of Vice City. And he said, hey, we got a suspect on the loose. I don't know if he's in your area. And then let's just say if that cop asks him, what's the description of the suspect? and they give you the description, you better make sure you got on some different clothes. Don't think you can just go on the other side of town and it's all good, and you keeping one portion of whatever it is that you may have on. Like, you gotta get rid of everything. Pants, shoes, coat. You better go to an outlet store and rob them real quick and make a getaway, and make sure that you don't be seen with whatever that you stealing from the thrift store or whatever. Because you don't want them to be like, hey, he got on this description, and you got a whole brand new set of clothes on. But the thrift store gonna remember because they seeing what you stole. So you gotta be real discreet. You gotta be real secret on how you, like, skillful with the tactics that you pull off in GTA 6. This is gonna be a chess game for sure. It's not gonna be checker based. Everything is gonna be a chessboard mentality on according to how you move. That's just a fact. You gotta be like, you gotta actually think before you go into these stores and do something, man. Like, real life, for real. Like, you gotta actually think and have a master plan. Cause you ain't got nothing but sweat inside your hands. Shout out to Rakim. But you really gonna have to have a master plan. If you're thinking about stealing some clothes, let's just say from a store, you got to think about how well you're going to be able to pull this off without being caught. That's number one. Because if you get caught and you try to put on those clothes, they're going to remember the description. They're going to call 911 and they're going to tell the officers what clothes you stole. So if you're thinking about trying to put that on, you ain't even got to be the same day. If you're thinking about trying to put that on the next day, it's still going to be remembered by the description of what she reported from what you stole. So that's why I said you really got to think before you pull off these moves. You got to really be strategic on how the way you move. Because they're not going to forget faces. And they damn sure not going to forget what you stole. And like I said, you could be on the other side of Vice City. If whatever that you stole is on the other side of Vice City, from the other side of Vice City, and you go on to the other side, they're going to make phone calls from across town to where you at. And say, hey, be on the lookout for such and so and so. And if they got a snapshot or any surveillance camera footage, you better make sure you stay on the run. Because it just got that much more deeper. With the new Grand Theft Auto coming out in November 19th, it just got that deeper, man, when it comes down to what you can do and how well you got to have this thought out. And that still may not be enough, y'all. So I'm just setting y'all mentally, I'm just trying to set y'all about what y'all going to be facing, because, I mean, you don't want to be throwing down controllers and breaking controllers because you can't get away with the same stuff that you used to get away with in older Grand Theft Autos. That's all I'm saying. So I'm trying to mentally prepare y'all, because it's going to be real. It's going to be fun, but it's going to be real. But on the next situation I want to tap on before I get out of here, man, is the weather. I'm hearing that we're going to have some hurricanes, some thunderstorms, tornado storms. So the rain is going to be something different, unlike we've ever seen before. It's going to be so beautiful, though, because, I mean, you got to think about it, man. GTA 6 is going to be better than any other cities. And I say that because we in Miami, man. Palm trees. So let's just say, even if it rains and if it's like a thunderstorm or a hurricane, just seeing the quality of the rain and seeing how the way the trees moving with the wind, and you on the strip or something, on Vice City, on the Miami Strip, on the sidewalk, man. I can see this in my head. The different weather climates, different changes. It's going to be beautiful. Go in the hotel, checking in, saving your spot, because I'm assuming whatever hotel you go in, you get a room, because you're going to pay cash for a room, of course. You get your room or whatever that you earned, you got to pay for whatever it is, the hotel that you're trying to stay at. And you go in that room, and that's where you're going to save your spot at, I'm assuming. So that's what you're going to be able to save your data and stuff, like, from where you were last at. So if you trying to cut out the game and you come back in, you're going to be right. You're going to start from right there, from where you save your last spot at. But this is going to be amazing. GTA 6, November 19th, 2026. Sensei Reality TV. I'm out. One love. Peace.